What's going on YouTube? Modeling that back at you with the next build update. So, finishing up a few more details on the car tonight, and I will be honest, this thing, I think, the evil side of Elvira came into this thing or something, because this has been probably one of the most stressful nights of trying to finish up or work on a build that I have had in a very, very, very long time. So, first off, just to kind of recap everything that I got done, grab a toothpick here, go ahead and get the hood opened up. So I do have the engine bay pretty much ready to go. I have the battery put in. Went ahead and just run the wires, run the ground to the block, and the red positive down to the starter. There's other wires that obviously would exist, but to be honest, it's just a little bit of detail to just spruce it up so it doesn't look as just kind of bland. I do need to come back in and finish up a little bit of detail painting on a couple of the hoses where paint just got stripped as moving things around and stuff like that. But for the most part, engine done. So moving on, went ahead and lightly sanded this out. Still a little bit more of a matte finish compared to the rest of the car, but I think it'll be fine. To be honest, with her standing right behind it, you're probably not even going to notice. So, got the steering column in. That was pretty much a straightforward put in. I didn't even mess with painting it. There's just a little bit of black that you see for the column, and that the kit part or the kit molded plastic worked fine for that. So went ahead and left that. Everything else pretty straightforward. I did have to actually cut the end off of the shifter. So just to note, if you get this kit to build it, you do have to take that off. Also need to come back in, lightly detail paint up the mirror, as again some of the black got pulled off through the work. Biggest pain in the butt tonight, just calling it out, was the back of the car. So let me lock that in. So first off, bumper fell off like about 3 times on me. So that's kind of frustration number one. Trying to get the barbed wire around the license plate, that was a pain in the butt. Again, because you're working with this very, very fine photo etch, and you're trying to glue it to literally a little tiny sliver of metal. So nothing wants to really stick or adhere, even with, quick set super glues and stuff like that. Like, it just took me a while to get that. It took me about probably 10-15 minutes just to get this loop of barbed wire around the car. I'm still kind of scared to touch it. The decals it's not that they had gone off or become brittle or bad or anything like that. But what I did run into with the decals is they would not adhere to the metal. No matter what I did, no matter what I tried to use on it, they would not melt and bed down into the metal. So what I went ahead and did was grabbed out a little tiny piece of the point, well, I can't find it now, the rest of it, but a little tiny shim piece of metal. Actually, I have the bulk package right here. So Plastruct 0.010 or 0.3 millimeter styrene sheet. Just used a little bit of that to actually glue and bed the license plate into. So that then allowed me to cut it out, sand it back to what I needed it to be, and then super glue that onto the plate. Again, it is very finicky to do. Trying to get this to line up to where the plate was straight, that doesn't look like it went very well. And so kind of this is where it's going to be left. Again, it's the back of the car. You're not going to be probably looking too much at it. It'll be a glancing view and stuff like that. So overall, happy with that. But yeah, it has definitely been an evening. The one thing I did want to go ahead and call back out, I thought that the rear tail emblem was not in the photo etch parts. It actually was, so I've replaced that to the correct one. Also, there was a second piece that goes onto the very front here emblem. Believe it or not, that had fallen into the carpet monster, and I was able to find it tonight just by pure sheer dumb luck. So you can see there that little tiny strip of metal. That's what was in the carpet, and that's what I found. And again, give you a size comparison. This is the end of a normal cotton bud, actually touching the car. So absolutely tiny, but I was so happy to have found that just so I could get this back on and stuff like that. So you can see all the fingerprints in the car. I'm not worried too much about that. I think my next step, probably tomorrow, as I get ready to just kind of complete this build, finish it up, things like that, is I'm going to go ahead and get this onto the base for the display case. I'm then going to be cutting off the markers here, replacing those with the photo etch. I'll go ahead and actually cut off the antenna. I'm going to replace that with a piece of wire, get a few more details and stuff like that added, but I'm going to do that once it's actually locked into the base, just to kind of, give me something different to hold on to, and that way then I can go ahead, wipe down all of the fingerprints, get them all off, and get this ready to be on display. So definitely happy with how the car is coming out. It's just been definitely, tonight especially, has just been an absolute labor, but so far it's been a pretty fun build. Again, I'm kind of pushing through because I really want to get this done before Halloween on Monday. So if you take your time, go a lot slower through it, probably 2 months. Do this as a 2-month build, especially with the detail set and the figure. That would be the better way to go about it if anybody else out there is wanting to build this car. So yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the series. Next part will probably be up on Sunday, and then I will do the final reveal on Monday. So hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.